Hello everyone, and welcome back to something slightly unusual. Funcom announced something that I wanted to just take a look at. It's Conan Exiles Enhanced, which is basically an updated version of Conan Exiles, the game that we played quite a significant amount. I personally played it through about 6 or 7 times on PlayStation 4 and 5, and then after I got a better PC I put an additional 1,500-600 hours into it, so I kind of know this game a bit. Let's look at this trailer and I give my thoughts. I pause it between certain parts and I can give my opinion on it. We will see. Alright, we are not getting too far in this one. I kind of wanted to reflect on this. The new lighting system of Unreal Engine 5 is pretty freaking good. And look at all these clouds all around. That's nice. I like it. It looks like the trees are kind of similarly looking, but I watched this trailer a little bit before and they kind of looks like they rebuilt all the foliage, and that's pretty nice to see. When I look at this armor, I kind of see a bit more plasticky gold than I would expect, but I'm pretty sure they will work on this. This trailer must have been made 3 or 4 internal patches before, and whatever issues we see, they might probably already have addressed them. One thing that I would want to see in later updates is some updates to these towers. I know that there are mods exist where you can actually enter them and there are bosses there and you can fight and all that. But the base game, I kind of saw them always, the watchtowers, I kind of saw them always as a missed opportunity. They are the most inviting thing when you enter the northern areas, and it always felt a bit weird that they will, they have never really put any dungeon or nothing enterable in that location. So I hope they kind of add something in there. Well, it looks like most of these got at least a visual upgrade in their texture, so that's pretty nice. I'm not sure if the models have been touched or not, but yeah, this looks like, look at this trees. That's what I mentioned earlier, that these look like all the trees have been kind of upgraded. They kind of look sharp and leafy, but very nice regardless. I'm thinking about actually just starting up Conan just to see the same areas. We can have a comparison between the trailer and what is currently available. Rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, that's kind of nice to see. Foliage is a bit more lush, textures looking a bit more sharp. That's nice. I kind of studied the dev kit a little bit of Conan Exiles like years ago, and I know that how they do this is that they don't have just one texture, they have like a material, and that is done with like all kinds of material magic, that what you see here is not like a single texture, but it's combined with all kinds of world positions, and it is checking if it's upside down or not, and it puts the moss in there when it's on the top side. So, you know, these are fairly complex Unreal Engine stuff, and the Conan Exiles dev kit being available in Unreal Engine by default, so people can look at it and study it, made it a very good case study, kind of like No Man's Sky, kind of, which is a good case study because it basically have been ported to all consoles and everything. Conan Exiles is one of the kind of like a promo game for Unreal Engine 5. Of the fog, the ground fog, and these cloudy parts here, they really add to the visuals. I really like that one. And all around it looks more colorful, so if you look back at the original, you see that it's kind of washed out and you know, not as vibrant, while if you look at the Unreal Engine 5 version, it's much more contrasty and all that. You see the statues also got a new upgraded textures. That's pretty nice to see. And look at how flat this is. And they added this, I don't even know what's the name of it. It's not bump mapping, but it's kind of like tessellation. Is that a thing? The thing where they kind of make a height map for a texture and Unreal Engine interprets it as geometry. And this is kind of supposed to be like, this is not like real geometry as far as I think. It's more like just this height map that is exaggerated and it makes it look more 3D. Also, I see that the palm trees have been remade. That's pretty nice. Yeah, improved water system. And if you look at this, hang on, let me go back there. This is kind of flat. I like the water in Conan, but it was always a bit flat. If you look at this, you know what this is? This is, if you look at the Fab store for Unreal Engine, if you're looking into game development, this is looking exactly like Fluid Flux, which is one of the major and probably the best water you can get in Unreal Engine. It's a bit strange to me that they went with it, because if you look at the FOB page for Fluid Flux, they immediately stay with, hey, this is not for Unreal Engine. So whatever those magicians did, they basically made it happen in an open world, and I'm pretty curious to like experience it myself. I see the trunks of the palm trees have been also changed. I'm a big fan of good foliage. Yeah, it kind of gives a bit more depth to it, this new water. And of course a lot more contrast. I kind of not too happy with these very yellow goldish colors on the metals. And then I kind of think that it should be a bit deeper. But let's hope that it will be done a bit better. If I look at hang on, let me look at the statue again. So this is kind of like more of a brownish corroded metal. You can tell it's bronze. This one is kind of like a bit more greenish. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I know that this is like a natural process, that this patina on it is kind of over time. In most bronze statues, if you look, they kind of start looking like this, but I kind of like the original concept for bronze structures and all that. Alright, yeah, new lumen global illumination. That's pretty cool. It basically means that the light that is coming into these places is like reflected on the walls and all that. That's pretty nice. And look at those crisp shadows and that bright orange sunlight. Pretty sure this will look nice. This is the Turanian set, by the way, in case you wouldn't know. I see these are extra Turanian parts from the item shop. And if you look at this is kind of a bit strange. It kind of looks like this is, hang on, let me get back in that one. There's one having a special interest in the, I can't get back in there. I'm having a special interest in that statue, which I kind of wanted to harp on a bit. This looks like gold again. If you look at the original concept art for this statue, I kind of remember that one. I've tried to put it up on the screen. It was looking like an actual bronze and this brownish patina color. So to change it into gold, I'm kind of not particularly on board of that, but I really hope that it will be worked on a little bit, because this is not the original intent. So we will see. Free visual upgrade, that's nice to see. Put it on the hand of the creator. That's nice. I kind of expected this upgrade, but that was the good move to like expected it to cost something, but it was the right move to make it a free upgrade. Definitely people will come back to Conan for this one. Oof, look at that sweat and crispiness. Hair looks pretty nice too. I know Conan had a fairly okay hair, but I was a bit afraid because Unreal Engine 5 is known to having this fuzzy hair effect, which are kind of a lot of people only see when you make a screenshot of things. Then the edges of the hair are usually a bit more fuzzy. And this looks okay on this shot, so I'm pretty fine with that. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the sweats and other things are getting more of an emphasis. Improved vegetation and foliage. Yeah, I kind of noticed it in one of the previous shots that a lot of these have been remade. Yeah, new foliage models even, not just a retexture, but like entirely new models as well, I think. Upgraded visuals for weapons and armors. It's something. It kind of looks okay, but it's a bit different. In this shot, I think it looks fairly okay. I like that you can see the details in it, and it still remained like a darker metallic. Rings are looking approximately the same. It kind of has more details, I think. Higher resolution textures even. Oh, this kind of looks a bit plasticky, this silver to me. And it's a bit lighter than the original was. The crocodile skin. This is an item shop armor as well, I think. This is also an item shop armor. Oh, this is supposed to be their bronze, I think. This looks a bit more goldish on this one, like this very dark faded gold, and they kind of changed it into a bronzish color. And this looks like a knitted cardigan on this. This has the uniform, well, not stitches, but like if you look at the pattern of the texture part of it, it kind of shows different. And look at this, it kind of having like an extruded and a protruded, or how to say it, lines on it. This is like if you ever had to do like knitting or pullover knitting or like cardigan knitting, this is like a standard knitting pattern. It kind of looks weird. Look at this. Oh, this looks like the flotsam set. They were trying to build something with flotsam. I think this is also an item shop set, because I'm pretty sure it's not part of the default offering. But yeah, most of it, this is Altar of Zat, the spider god. That looks nice. I'm okay with this. Although building up on these trees is something that I never tried. I built in almost every biome. I also had a jungle base at one point, but not at this location. This is kind of around where the teleport stone is, and my base in the jungle was usually near the Buccaneer Bay or Booty Bay, or however the heck they call it. There were these giant cliffs there, and I remember once I built a Japanese castle on top of one of that. I kind of think this would be too small for a base, but who the heck knows. If you ever did a base in the jungle on top of a tree, let me know how was life there. Nice, nice. Demon spider. Oh, this is some nice foliage. They really did a good work with the foliage overall. This dude though, it's pretty hard. These are hardcores. There are more than one of these. There's one between the jungle and the desert at one point somewhere. I kind of remember. This one is easy to find. The other one is a bit harder. Oh, let me get back in there and look at those armors. I think this is DLC armor. It's kind of looking like Ocalonian, which was also a DLC armor. It looks okay. No complaints on this one. Oh, this is kind of looking like a dungeon that has been a slight bit revamped, or I've just have been a long time not been there. This is the dungeon, a silver mine, I think, or something like that. It has a big, very poisonous scorpion at the end as the final boss. I remember losing a lot of trolls there because the poison is eating through them like hell in that place. Looks nice. I'm okay. I bless this. Freya's Hovel. Is it? Kind of looking like Freya's, but it's not Freya. Oh, it's not Freya. There's another building here. This is just one of the outposts. I hope they fix the Freya mission, because that was bugged ever since I've seen it. The Freya missions were just not progressing. After you did one of the steps, Freya was just saying the same thing for you. It was not progressing. And they needed like an admin on servers to progress that mission. I kind of want to do it. I never actually did any of the hero quests because they were kind of bugged to me all the time, both of them. And I think I've seen somebody mention it like years ago that these are, I think, not the barbarian bonairs. These are relic hunter bonairs, I think, or something similar. The barbarian bonair should be kind of like a different shape or form on it. But overall, I like it. Look at how detailed that barrel looks like. That's pretty fancy. Oh, and the reworked UI, I kind of see they mentioned that one. It looks clean, it looks modern. What are these orange colors here? It's kind of interesting. Okay, okay. Oh, shit. They are not looking at the tab where you have done things. I think they're kind of trying to reduce the colors on this one, because look at that, it's having icons now. I don't recall them having icons before. And what are these numbers here with blue? Interesting, interesting. I mean, it's kind of acceptable. I don't see anything that I would immediately dislike about this. But yeah, I kind of want to see the old tab, because that's where all the magic happens. Especially for people who are, you know, experienced players. I have not really seen anybody using these tabs here, maybe one or two people. Everybody who's kind of played this game before will use the old tab. And that's where you kind of need to see things clearly. Oh, the snowy area rework. Oh yeah, I see the trees are much more detailed. These were kind of flat. I kind of, you can see it in these things that this is just a kind of bent flat texture on these. And these are looking proper 3D. Strange spiky CD, but 3D nevertheless. Oh, the city. Every road leads to the city. And the city is not inviting. It is not inviting at all. Interesting, interesting. Kind of looks like there are more highlights on these columns. And it's way too foggy. Oh, this is the blood lotus or red lotus or whichever. Mounds of the dead. There's supposed to be a barbarian to the left somewhere. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. They kind of reworked all the major foliage, which I absolutely don't mind, because I remember looking at the alloy in the base game and it looks atrocious. These new models actually look pretty fine. Look at how lush these lotus flowers are. Let's take a look at this. This is the watchtowers again, like view from, yeah, here are the watchtowers, view from the God Claw, or this is the God Claw, so hang on. This is New Asgard here. I kind of see a small issue here. If you look at this closely, you can see that the foliage cool distance is kind of too aggressive, and it makes these flatlands a bit further away, a bit flat. I don't particularly like that. I wish there would be like a stylized version of the grass and more foliage shown at a further distance. I have a good PC. I'm pretty sure it could manage, but I don't know. This is an Unreal Engine thing. Their cool distance might be a bit too aggressive, and their LODs, because I don't know. It's maybe a non-eye thing. They kind of want to keep it at a consistent high FPS, and that's the only way they could make it. Which I understand. It's not a bad look, but if you look at it in stop motion and look at it in details, then you kind of notice certain things. Oh, this got much more orangey. Okay. Well, as long as they keep the castle aesthetic and they don't try to introduce any new metals to it, just stone and this black top, that would be fine. Okay, again with the yellow gold. Oof. But the rest looks okay. I'm kind of fine with this. This kind of looks like metal. Are they introducing two-tone hairs? Interesting. That would be an interesting addition. If you could set your own age by tinting some of your hair tinges to different color. That would be interesting to see. Overall, it's kind of looking like the same Conan, just with better visuals. Oh, look at that yellow lotus flower. Wow, okay, if you remember that from the base game, I tried to put a picture up there for it. This looked horrible. This was like a one plane, and look at how lush it is now. Okay. I'm getting sold. I'm getting sold on this. To this day, it's kind of a pain point. They only have this storm glass as a glass. They should have more glass blocks. I guess that's one of the pain points when it comes to optimization, that if you build too much glass with these transparent materials, that can affect performance quite significantly. But regardless of that, I would like to see more glass introduced. Okay, oh, new model on the box. That's pretty nice. I like it. It's a storm glass cathedral looking building. I think this is the Corinthian table or chest or something similar. DLC item. Again with the yellow, gold. I'm starting to develop a hatred for the yellow gold. Technically it's gold, but it's too yellow to my liking. I don't like that one. Big budgets everywhere. Conan was always excelling in that one. And look at that lightning and those god rays coming through the window. Oh, okay. I'm liking this. I'm seeing the point. It's pretty nice. I'm okay with this update. This is also a DLC box. Basically everything they built is in the item shop or DLC. That's interesting to see. Hey, this one's supposed to have like a dripping blood around it. So some effects might not have translated well over to Unreal Engine 5 or just kinda need more work. This is the original Conan. I'm not sure if it's pre-order bonus or just something similar. The Armor of Conan, I'm not even sure about their name. But yeah, this is kind of what they were displaying Conan as. And should just have a bit of the less yellow metals. I would appreciate that. But other than that, it's nice. It's okay. Isle of Siptah and Exiled Lands brought together. Interesting. So they're basically utilizing the Unreal Engine has this tag that they can basically use several kilometers of map, and if you look at the announcement blog post, they are saying that it's what 69 or 70-ish square kilometers of map. These were smaller maps, so I guess how they did it is they just pasted the Siptah map and this one next to each other. I wonder how you travel between them. That would be interesting, because I know that the ending of Conan Exiles was pretty poopy. The base map, I mean. At the end of it, you were walking into the desert bare-ass naked, and that was it. They deleted your character from that save. And that was kind of made a lot of people disappointed, me included. So I really hope that I actually left this command for Funcom as well. I kind of wanted to see that ending have been rectified and removed, and instead of that, when you finish the Exiled Land maps, it would drive you automatically over to Siptah. I'm not sure how that would translate, because it says Exiled Lands brought together, so it means that you have some form of a transfer between them, so you don't need like a server for Siptah and a server for the Exiled Lands. If they are brought together, that means that you can host all of them in the same server, and you can possibly travel between them as well. So that would be interesting to see. Yeah, I like these. This Foliage was a bit weird in the normal version. Whether you could travel freely between the two at any time. Right, I wonder if this is like similar to the sorcery teleport, or they have something else that they can move you between the map. Okay, big item shop rhinos going into this area. Supposed to be full of like gigantic elephants. I don't see many of them. Of course, they are traveling freely on their rhinos when there's no opposition. And the delves of the various ancient races. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Ooh, look at this. This is supposed to be the Silent Legion, I think medium or light armor, probably the medium. But this doesn't look metal at all. It kind of looks like fainted leather or plastic even. A bit weird. This all should shine, because all of these are metal at some degree. Oh, this is a very good dungeon. If you haven't seen Conan Exiles yet, which would be quite a surprise to me, because literally everyone who is a friend of mine on stream have seen this game. This is a very interesting dungeon, and a very well-made dungeon, both story-wise and the end boss and the anticipation that you feel by getting there. It's pretty nice. These are new fires as well. I kind of like it. A lot more smoke, as it should be. This is where you learn sorcery, I think, in the base game. Interesting. Okay, okay. Horse and rider. Pretty nice. I don't see anything too much on this one yet. Oh, the demon teleport for sorcerers. Oof. Well, not teleport, it's kind of like a faster travel system. You can hang on to this bat and it can take you someplace. It's nice. On these shots, I most like these extra fog that they added to it. And Inflexion Games. Those are the folks that made another game that we were playing quite a lot. That was Nightingale. And Nightingale was also something that we really like, also an Unreal Engine game, and it has very fancy visuals. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that they teamed up with Funcom for this. It just tell me that Funcom didn't really do anything with this update. They pushed it over to Inflexion, who was rebuilding the entire thing from scratch. Then that kind of the idea here. I don't think Funcom had too much to do with this. But based on what I saw, the completely rebuilt Foliage, all the Unreal Engine 5 tech, including the lumen lights and the increased map. The increased map specifically tells me that basically, it's, for one, it is similar to like a generational leap from Oblivion to Oblivion Remastered. I kind of think it is looking like that. And the other thing is that is basically a foundational update for Conan. So instead of letting it die or making a Conan Exiles 2, they made this kind of rebuild from the ground up for this. And that kind of looks like with the merged maps. And they kind of said, if I try to pull it up here, the 69 square kilometer map, and that would mean that even next to Siptah and the Exiled Lands, there's more space where you can just plug in another map and you know, you can expand this as far as you can. Maybe one day we will see an entire world of Conan or Conan Unlimited where they add various other regions, not just the Exiled Lands, but like larger cities and the Borakian Islands and whatever. So the land of Conan is pretty expensive, and there are a lot of cultures that they can explore. And I'm pretty much on board with this. And I kind of had a rant when last time I played Conan officially-ish, years ago. I was not particularly supportive of the item shop. But that's what made this entire thing possible. The people who bought stuff in the item shop made it possible that Funcom eventually can pay Inflexion to remake the original Conan Exiles into the new engine. All the updates that I saw were good. I'm quite happy about it, minus some smaller nitpicks. It's definitely something that me and the troops will play, or at least I will definitely try to tell them to have another go at Conan Exiles with me when this comes out. It's a good game. It's no doubt a good game. And with this update, everybody who's have at least a medium-sized PC will see some extremely good changes to this. So yeah, I'll be there when this releases on May 5th. And it will be interesting to see. Let me know what you think after this. See you folks in the next one. Bye bye!